Okay, I got a couple team requests that people wanted me to do. If you go back and look through some of my videos, I already did a Carolina Panthers video. That's my team, so I was gonna do that first. I also asked in the video if anybody wanted me to do a specific team. Um, I will go back and you know b- break down how the off season went and predictions. Also, I was gonna do name out the schedule, see how tough the schedule is. But today I'm gonna get into the Oakland Raiders. Not often talked about team, but have often been a subject of joke and ridicule. Um, Once were a great franchise the days of John Madden, but since the early 2000s, haven't been much of a contender. Mainly because of their owner, rest in peace. Their previous owner, rest in peace. Um, he, I think he took too much of a role in roster transactions and also with drafting. And drafting was a big problem with the Oakland Raiders. They always drafted guys who were fast, um, not necessarily having a whole bunch of talent. It's just they drafted athletes more so than football players in layman's terms. How it's looking in free agency, they got Josh Fields, but yet again, he's more of a return guy. Um, Probably, I want to say the biggest position that they attempted to fill with veterans was cornerback. With getting Charles Woodson, um, from the Green Bay Packers. He didn't have anywhere else to go, so he was going to go there. Mike Jenkins from Dallas. I believe it was Mike Jenkins. I remember seeing his name. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, I don't see him. Yes, there it is. Yeah, they got Mike Jenkins from Dallas. He was an unrestricted free agent. They also got Tracy Porter from Denver. Um, Charles Woodson at this point in his career is a shell of his former self. He's still solid, but he doesn't have nearly the physical ability to do what he used to do. Um, Mike Jenkins, other than that one really good year in Dallas, has really underachieved. But then again, he's not gotten playing time. We'll have to see how that turns out. Tracy Porter, everyone remembers him for the interception in the Super Bowl Saints versus Colts. Other than that, really don't know him for much. He's not that good, really that good. They waived Orlando McClain um, for reasons I don't want to speak about. Probably one of the biggest transactions of the all season is trading Carson Palmer to Arizona. I believe they traded Carson Palmer in the 2013 seventh round pick um, in exchange for the sixth round pick, and I believe, and it says a conditional 2014 draft pick. Carson Palmer. I mean, they weren't. They honestly, I don't know anyone that expected him to do well in in Oakland. I mean, the team is pretty bad. I mean, defensively they're bad. They had trouble stopping the run. McFadden can't stay healthy. I mean, he starts out strong, but then his body begins to slow down as the season wears on. And with them losing the backup running back to the Bears, I mean, there's just more workload that he has to take on. Um, I really like McFadden. He's the best player on the team, in my opinion. I don't think it's close, but he just can't stay healthy. Um, they acquired Matt Flynn from Seattle, a guy that's gotten overpaid and hasn't played a single minute in Seattle. Russell Wilson quickly took the job in the preseason and showed why he's the starter. So getting Matt Flynn is a big, big risk. It's a guy who really only had a couple good games in Green Bay, and people went overrated him and overpaid him. The quarterback situation is pretty bad. Terrell Pryor is this, I believe, the second quarterback. But we still don't know the quarterback situation. Maybe he takes a starting job over maybe he takes maybe he takes a starting job over Matt Flynn. But at this point, we don't know. Um, they drafted Matthew McGloin from Penn State. Um, and Tyler Wilson from Arkansas. So the quarterback position, you got a bunch of young guys. I mean, Terrell Pryor's in his third year, hasn't really got any significant playing time, and Matt Flynn's in his fifth year. He hasn't got much time. Only time he's probably had the most NFL experience when comparing to other players because he did get some playing time in Green Bay. He has been in the league for quite some time, but they don't have much experience at that quarterback position. So it's gonna be a big struggle for them. Also protecting the quarterback, they struggle with doing that. So I see another pretty rough season and with the Oakland Raiders. They really didn't get no impact free agents that could instantly make either the defense or the offense better. I mean, they got a couple veterans who can fill roles, such as Andre Carter, who had a really good season with New England, but he's 34 years old, and he just coming off a knee injury. So, looking at the roster, man, it's gonna be struggles. At wide receiver, we got Jacoby Ford. Um, we don't have much else. I mean, a lot of these guys are unproven. Like I said, Josh Cribbs has the most experience, but he's really not your prototypical receiver. He's more of a return guy. So, I mean, they may get improvement in terms of return game, but he really struggled in Cleveland last year in the return game. A big reason why Cleveland got him because he was one dimensional and he wanted to get paid like he was a star wide receiver when he was just a return man. It's a similar situation with Ted Ginn and the 49ers where they didn't want to really pay him. They had to just be on return man. Okay, I'm gonna go through the schedule for the upcoming season. Um, I could tell you if it's it's not well, it's it's not as brutal as some teams, but they still play some really good teams, and that division has improved much. No, not Jacksonville. Jacksonville has not improved. Um, the Colts have improved over last year. Um, I'm sorry, wrong division. The Broncos have improved over last year, and Kansas City. Apologize, wrong division. Um, the Chargers, I would say they regress, but Philip Rivers is still a solid quarterback, so you still have to fear him, especially when your team struggles at stopping teams on third down. Um, it struggles with stopping big plays, and then you have too many your quarterbacks are unproven. Your quarterbacks are unproven, and you have a weak offensive line. Okay, I'm gonna go off the list of the games. Week 1, they play the Colts. Like I said, much improved. Week 2, they play Jacksonville. Jacksonville didn't do much. I mean, they're probably gonna lose Jones Drew, so I don't see much on that team. I honestly see them doing just as bad or worse than Oakland. You have Denver. We know Denver got Wes Welker, and we know how much that team improves. especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, man, they got some pieces in the secondary. The Redskins, this is RG3's second year. Not sure if he's gonna start the season. He'd probably be ready by game 4. So they have the Redskins week 4. Week 5 they play the Chargers. Like I said, with Phillip Rivers, he still is a threat. Kansas City is a much improved team. Getting Alex Smith from the 49ers, and also that they still have a very strong run game. The run game was what kept them afloat, and their defense is very underrated. Week 7 they have a bye. Week 8 they play the Steelers. Steelers defense has gotten old, but Ben Roethlisberger is still he still had a decent year last year. No one talks about it, but he still had a pretty decent year. That Steelers defense, while old, still is formidable, especially for a struggling Oakland team. The Eagles are in a huge rebuilding process. This is a very winnable game, and this is week 9. Week 10, the Giants. Eli is he's a great quarterback. Still, like I said, it's a similar situation where I think teams like the Broncos were really going to dominate an Oakland team because of poor pass protection. Oakland doesn't protect the quarterback very well, and you have inexperienced quarterbacks who probably will get flustered in the pocket, make poor throws, hold the ball too long, things such as that. So the Giants could really give them trouble with that pass rush. The Texans, the Texans gonna get Brian Cushing back. Still don't like Matt Shaw, but that, like I said, the running game for the Texans is still really good, and I see Oakland struggling against them. The Titans, the Titans have trouble still. They have trouble protecting the quarterback. I believe Jake Locker, he got hurt a couple times. A lot of it was kind of his fault for scrambling around and holding the ball, but it has been poor protection, and the defense is really bad. Don't really see Oakland exploiting the team too much, but they definitely have a chance against them. The Cowboys, for all the flack Tony Romo gets, he's still a good quarterback, and I see him really shredding the Oakland defense. Now, like I said, Oakland has gotten some veterans in the secondary with Charles Woodson and Mike Jenkins, but Mike Jenkins hasn't played good in a couple of years, and guys like Tracy Porter, who was pretty much a one-hit wonder. Everyone remembers for one thing. Charles Woodson is too old. He really pretty much is at the end of his career. This is the only team that wanted him, so they're probably going to struggle against the Cowboys with those receivers. The Jets are in complete disarray. They lost Darrell Reeves. They lost Ron Landry. They still have trouble at the quarterback position. We don't even know who's going to be the starting quarterback. Do they want Mark Sanchez? They're paying him all the money, or will they start Geno Smith? I'll probably do a video on this later talking about the Jets. I did want to talk about the Jets. Like if they play the Chiefs once again, they play Chargers and the Broncos. So I say by them being probably the worst team in that division, they're gonna struggle, man. By them being the worst team in that division, they're gonna struggle. A lot of these games against really good teams, aside from the Eagles, the Titans, the Jets, and the Jaguars. The rest of the other teams can easily beat them. It's called the black hole for a reason. They do a poor job of drafting. Hopefully, they can improve the drafting. Free agents are afraid to come there unless their career is ending. It's really hasn't been a good atmosphere in Oakland since the early 2000s with Rich Gannon and old Jerry Rice. Um, I see this team get another top 5 pick. Don't see them causing too much noise. Have too many holes. Really, none of them have been filled. Um, if you're a fan of Oakland, not too many of those out there. I mean, it's hard to stay a fan of a team who's struggled for such a long time. But if you're a hardcore Oakland Raiders fan, let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And if you do, just let me know what it is. I will be doing a couple more NFL videos. Just like I said, just let me know what ones you want, and like and subscribe. Thanks.